then they take money in bulk. Woman pikin dey the street dey hawk. Still dem talk say make we no talk, but thank God say Mayegun don come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. Mayegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. This man not dey off in mind. Oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don come, oh, yo, yo. Aha. Now him una don hear all these bad politicians dem wey call themselves politicians. Wey dey thief our money, wey no want make the common man get wetin him suppose get for this country. Una never hear something. Now go hear one. Mayegun, you go show una paper. Mayegun diary political. Mayegun làwa mọ̀, àmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary,
hello there.
Ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí. Mayegun diary, lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun diary, gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you once again, and then a good morning to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun Live, and share this broadcast. And also remember, this is Sunday Sermon, the place where we always have our no holds bar conversation. If you think your mental health will likely not be able to handle some of what I'm going to share today, or say, I am advising now to please take a break. You can stop watching now. I am going to be talking about those of you who are the solicitors for God, those of you who are the defenders of God, and those of you who call yourselves the warriors of God, fighting for God. You be Mumu, share the broadcast.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ọba bá gbé wúrẹ́.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìí yẹn.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Presido bá rúfin o.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Thank you very much. Happy Sunday to you. I think we should start on that note. So, this morning, this afternoon, or this evening, depends on when you are watching this broadcast or watching this video, the sermon in the Temple of Truth today will be on those who have managed to maintain their own extremism via religion, but obviously hiding their narcissistic, psychopathic, culture or personal attitude, so to say, where they feel like once they are so angry, enraged about their fellow humans, who they considered as infidels, whenever they feel like they insulted God or somebody insulted the prophet or somebody doesn't believe in your religion. So this is why today, if you have to use the Nigeria context, a place where people fight for God, but they live their fight for God. It is ironical, and at the same time, mumutious, And that is why today I want to say this once again. This broadcast has no intention or purpose of attacking your faith so far to force on us the attitude of lynching in the name of God, or the threat of violence in the name of God. So if I begin to, when I start talking now, right, you will realize that I am going to be speaking about not just the Muslims, not just the Christians. Every one of you would take religion as a force that others have to respect based on your doctrine, and you not knowing that you also have the similar responsibility to respect people who have no whatsoever understanding of that your religion to start with. Now let's break it down. No, I am somebody who doesn't believe in any religion, and that is why I am in the best position to talk about this. And I figured it out that when I was growing up in Nigeria, it was common that if you are not being intimidated by those those Christians who want to tell you that if you don't follow this path, you are zoned for hellfire. The threat of hellfire, or the threat of no more. If you don't know that Allah is the only way. You see, all of these things, they were meant to be, win the soul here, win the soul there, for the purpose of at least being godly. But the difference is the case in Nigeria. And when I grew up, I now understood that better. And that is why I come to that term that if you probably understand humanity very well, I mean, if you're human, which you are, by the way, before some of you, religion turn you to animals in human skins, right? So as humans, you should understand one thing, that you can't fight for God. That's number one. Then going to the extreme and intending to say, if you don't follow this doctrine, you are destined for wherever. Now, this threat, also, when we were growing up, we were having these clashes of, they will say, hey, they are fighting in the north, so Muslims are killing Christians. Christians and Muslims are fighting, and it's always been like that, religious crisis. And over time, array of individuals, group of people, they sprung up to now come and guide us which of this religion is actually peaceful and meant for our own heaven, whatever. But when I grew up, I now realized the deceit in that religion. I realized that normal spirituality should be personal. Okay, that means if you have this faith and say, I am of this faith, it is between you and that your God. But it won't be a religion if there is no any element of force, threat, intimidation, which is present in all those who have come out to identify as a religionist. So when I grew up, I now realized that the whole thing that they have fed us are nothing but fear. And in the process, some people discover through spirituality. They will say, okay, for those who discover that, they know it is personal. But in that same time as well, so many other people grew extreme to the point that they could no longer take any kind of objection to that faith they have. So far, so good, though. We haven't had Christian terrorists, especially in Nigeria. I mean, we haven't had them. Yes, we have had the threat, intimidation, shout, all of that. If you don't do this, you are that, you are. And some of us have accepted that, okay, well, if we don't go through that, maybe then we end up wherever they say we're going to end up. But we have seen terrorist Muslims who are terrorists. And do you know why they are terrorists? They are terrorists because they also are so convinced that their religion is also what? Is the right one. Now, the rivalry between who is right, who is wrong, has now claimed I'm not going to exaggerate, but I can tell you this free of charge: hundreds of thousands of lives, only to prove that one religion is right and one religion is not right. So we have seen those who have shouted Allahu Akbar to cut people's heads off. But like I said, it won't be a religion if there is no element of a threat, intimidation, and all of that in it, fear and all that. But the back end of it, it is also pretty much obvious that it is not always the religion. It is about those, the characters of those, culture of those who have the capacity of hurting others, in subjugating others, making you accept that what they believe is the right way. And the only way to make that make sense is to make it through religion. Now, for those of us who don't believe in any religion, this is one of the reasons why. The fanatism. Then you see people who will tell you, listen, we need to respect people's religion. We need to respect people's, we should not insult people's religion and all of that. And I said, if that's your religion, whether it is Islam, whether it is Christianity, Judaism, you have more than 5,000 religions in the world, and all of them claim to have access to God. Now, which means all of the religions you have in the whole world, which have access to one God, obviously means that you all have one God. Those of us who don't have any religion, doesn't mean that some of us don't believe in God too. There are those who don't have any religion who also believe that at least there's one supreme being. Do the right thing and you will see the right thing. You know what I mean? They don't have to go to the extreme and say, if you don't believe in what I believe in, this is what will happen to you. In fact, if you don't believe that my way is the way, I will kill you, because that's what my God believes in. And listen, it is not only the fanatics in, in Islam that are killing people. Those who brought Christianity, those who brought religion, especially in history, those who brought religion down to Africa, they did not come in the name of Jesus. They did not come in the name of Muhammad. They did not come in the name of peace. They did not come in the name of heaven. They came in the name of a bloodbath, enslavement. Are you following me? They did not come with all of these beautiful things that some of you know today, that you believe that your religion teaches you. That was not what brought. That's now that it came here to Africa. People were killed. People were burnt alive because they did not accept Allah, because they did not accept Jesus. People were killed. Children were, I'm talking about, millions of people were slaughtered just to force the hands of people to take this. It is in the process that they started offering salvation. Listen, look at the suffering. You see the suffering you are seeing there? You see those people who are burning, who are being burnt down there? That's how you will burn in hell if you don't accept what we are offering you. They offered us a slavery. Now, some of you found salvation. That's why I said my chat this morning, it's not about what you have discovered. It's not about your faith and your relationship with God, okay? It is about the truth of what has now come today, what has become today, the extremism where people are now so confident that they can kill people for. They killed millions of people to bring Christianity to Africa before it became something in Africa. Yes, that is history. They killed millions of people in Africa to force Islam on you. That is also history, right? Now, in order for you to now abandon others, whatever religion you might have before then, abandon them and take this if you want to be saved. Many Africans accepted this faith. And that is also true. And then, today, you now have those who are so convinced that if you now disregard this faith, if we kill you, we are doing it for God that they told you created the universe. Like I said, it's not just the Islamic fanatics, terrorists that have killed people. There are also traditional religions where human sacrifices in the name of appeasing the gods. Historically, all these are means of human beings, to subjugate other humans. And in order to prove it to them, they go to the extreme of killing fellow human beings to satisfy the God that they all agree created the entire universe. That is where I said, now when you see people who kill in the name of God, who do you call them? Apart from being fanatics and criminals and terrorists and whatever you want to call them. Those who join and sort of defend that and say, we need to respect our God. The first slave ship that carried the Africans out of Africa, first slave ship, first slaves out of Africa was named Jesus. And like I said, this is not to take a dig at you, because that's where I'm still going with this. So many people then agree that, listen, here we are today. Those who brought the religions, which is now killing us, where you can kill for, they are long gone. How come there are people still find it, especially in northern Nigeria? In the name of Islam, in the name of Prophet, in the name of Allah, you cannot insult Allah. Who the hell are you? You cannot insult Prophet. We don't take any insult. Nobody should insult our Prophet. Who the fuck are you? For real, who the hell are you? To now say, taking somebody's life is justification to satisfy Prophet Muhammad that died thousands of years ago. Do you not see that you are not killing for Muhammad? You are not killing for Allah. You are not threatening anybody for Jesus. You are not threatening anybody for hellfire, heaven, or all those other things that you have brought about to justify your narcissism. No, you are not. Because historically, the first set of the Fulani invaders into the northern Nigeria, like those who brought religion at the time, Uthman Dan Fodio, the first terrorist that came to this, what is now today's northern part of Nigeria, the first terrorist, he came in the name of Allah. And what happened? He did not fight or conquer. He did not fight anybody in the north. This is history, okay? And most of the time, we were meant to learn from history. We are not meant to be prisoners of history. Uthman Dan Fodio that came to Africa, that came to what is today's, then it was Borno Empire. The first terrorist that came then after, what do you call it? Well, just before the colonialists, so to say. He came in the name of Allah. And then he started preaching about this Allah that they have all been hearing from travelers from the North Africa. Allah, this, that, the way. Then gradually, he managed to convince other young people in what is today's northern Nigeria to go after their own leaders. And it was very simple. He told them, he said, your leaders are not appointed by Allah. Your leaders are corrupt. Your leaders are not faithful. You need to get rid of them. And that's exactly what they called the jihad. The jihad that gave Uthman Dan Fodio the foothold in what is today's northern Nigeria. The Fulani, the first Fulani incursion to what is today's northern Nigeria, 1907. Sorry, take it back. 1807, rather. 1807. It was like turning the people against their leaders and promising them a foreign God that will save them, protect them, and prosper them. That's how they got northern Nigeria. If you're a Fulani man watching me right now, that is your history. So if there's any other thing they told you about Uthman Dan Fodio and all of that, they may sound good to you. But if what Uthman Dan Fodio did in 1807 in the name of Allah, if you have to put that into this context, it is exactly what the Boko Haram are doing in northern Nigeria today. It is what the Fulani terrorists are doing in northern Nigeria today. And they are doing it in the name of Allah. So this is where I'm coming again. Religion. So you can see religion and say, you can't insult my religion. But when you look at the progenitors of what you probably so feel proud about today, the teachings that you think you know today, that make you feel like you can justify killing people for Allah. It didn't start today. It started with the first slave Islamic, it was the Arabs that first came to Africa for slavery. Do you know that? It was Arabs that first came. It was after the Arabs that the Portuguese came. After the Portuguese, the Spanish, then later the British, and then on, everybody came. It was the Arabs in the name of Allah. So if what Uthman Dan Fodio did in 1807 is done today, it is not different from what Shekau and all those Boko Haram are doing. They needed a caliphate because those who are controlling Nigeria are considered corrupt, infidel, who are not faithful to Allah, and therefore the entire country is not worshiping and following Allah. And if you have to kill people to make them see that you are doing a jihad in the name of Allah, is justified. Read those texts. Go and read it. See, I'm not making this up. Okay? I'm trying to let you know how culture clash became the religion and the teachings that many of you today found offensive when somebody says something. Because to you are defending your religion. That's why I said your religion should be personal to you at this point. What anybody feels about your religion should never trigger you to the point that you will start speaking grammar, or you start sharpening knife, or you begin to bring out a cutlass or guns. You are mad. And you are also a mumu if you believe that you are doing all of that to defend your religion. You are stupid. That's the point. Uthman Dan Fodio brought violence, and then he turned the locals against their leaders, considered as corrupt, infidel, ungodly, and therefore they have to go. Now, if you look at those jihadists in the government of Nigeria today, the Fulani thieves in the government of Nigeria today, what is their sing-song? Yeah, the South is corrupt. The Southern Nigeria, they are infidel. The Southern Nigeria, they cannot be trusted. The Southern Nigeria, they are this. But them, they are holy. Abi? Bokwari has integrity. Sultan of Sokoto is a man of integrity. You cannot say anything about him. Abi? You can't talk about it. You know what I mean? It is the same mentality Uthman Dan Fodio brought in 1807. Go and write it down. And you can go and read about it too, okay? So what happened? Uthman Dan Fodio made Hausas, Kanuris, the indigenous people in what is today's northern Nigeria, he made them to kill their leaders. They now made him their leader. He's a preacher. He preaches. He tells them about God. Then he sells this talisman, voodoo. You know, he goes about and he sells charm. Charm, that's the job of Uthman Dan Fodio. He had no real job. And if you look at it today, go and check all those who are parading themselves as the religion representatives. Are you with me? Those who claim to be speaking for God, Baba Gio, pastor, a reverend father, imam, all those titles they give themselves. Go and look at those characters. They have no real means of livelihood. They have no real job in their lives until they pick something to get people to say, I can lead you to God. Do you understand that now? They don't have real job, no real training, no nothing. Some of them who pretended to have something they were doing before God called them. God called me. It is God that called me. Before God called them, they are already failing with their lives. Nothing specific they are doing. But suddenly they are successful because they know God. And they can take you to Him, take you to God. All that nonsense. Uthman Danfodio started it. Uthman Danfodio was a preacher who told them about Allah more. And then he groomed mullahs. It was their own. So when they killed all their leaders, when they got rid of them, what happened? They made him their leader. So because they considered him as the teacher. That is why today, Uthman Danfodio is considered almost as a prophet too. A terrorist too. Do you understand? So the idea then is, if you now oppose the teachings of Uthman Danfodio, the great teacher, you have committed a blasphemy. Who the hell are you to question Uthman Danfodio? Are you that guy? What is wrong with you? The man that conquered. And in the northern Nigeria, all the people who are like, the chiefs and all of them, they have different chiefs. So it was Uthman Danfodio that brought the title of Amir, Emir, Amir, Sultan. He brought all of that idea from the Arab teachings, Arab world, and he brought that to what is today's northern Nigeria. So they made away with everything that was theirs. The Hausas, the Kanuris, all of them, they just done with everything because they had to do away with them and grab this new teacher, this new terrorist, Uthman Danfodio, who is going to lead them to Allah. Most of all these teachings of killings, like I said, came from the background of culture. Uthman Danfodio, who migrated from God knows where, he was a regular trader who visited Borno. According to history, he always all these traders back in the olden days, yeah, they move from one place to another, and they always like a kind of with their merchants, with their merchandise, yeah. So they sell them, they move on, they sell them. So Uthman Danfodio used to come to the then Borno Empire. He used to come around there to sell charm and preach about this Allah until he took over. So he didn't fight any war. Are you with me? He didn't fight anyone. He didn't fight anybody. He just made people to kill their leaders and made him their leader after he brainwashed them. And that brainwashing is now over 200 years. So over 200 years later, you now have the army of young people whose strong belief and faith is that if you insult the prophets, if you try to insult our religion, we have the right to kill you because they are killing for God. Somebody says that Uthman Danfodio, conquer. He didn't conquer anywhere. That's one thing about history that we are talking about. Uthman Danfodio was never a warrior. He was never a fighter. He's a trickster, a terrorist who recruited the people, the owners of the land. He recruited them in what was to be a supposed civil war, and they got rid of all their leaders and they made him their leader. He didn't fight any war. That's what they told you. They said he conquered. He didn't conquer any goddamn place. There was never a time that, the army came and they fought no. It was the people themselves who dealt with themselves, and when they were done and weak, that's why they said, if two brothers fight to death, now stranger go inherit your property, we inherit your inheritance. That is why today, it is that same trick, religion, That is why the Fulani terrorists and elite in the government of Nigeria continue to spread what do you call it? Their takeover agendas, they will call it. Because Nigeria now give them that template to be able to do that, even not just to those indigenous people of the northern Nigeria of today, but to the entire indigenous people of the entire Nigeria using religion. Now today, when you see our Yoruba brothers and sisters, they want to look like Arabs. They want to look like these their brothers and sisters from Afghanistan, in order to show that indeed they are religious and they are Islamic. So, over time, this fanaticism, religion fanaticism, especially for those of us who grew up in the southern part of Nigeria, is this. No be say people know they try to be Olori Buruku because of their religion. No. But I will speak for my own region now, Yoruba land. We have our Yoruba brothers and sisters who also have this mentality, this jihadi mentality, and they don't see it as wrong. Jihadi mentality that even though they themselves won't like to participate in lynching somebody for Allah or lynching somebody for Prophet Muhammad, but internally, they justify it. Publicly, they justify it. But let me tell you something. The reason why it is not rampant in Western Nigeria, it is not because of education. No. Some of you will be saying, we are more educated, we are more enlightened. No. They've tried that few times. Are you with me? We've had uprisings here and there where some group of misguided idiots who can read Quran, they will put themselves together and say, something must not happen here, or something must not do. People say, are you with me? The people, we ourselves, we deal with them, and we have been dealing with them that way. So they themselves are always feeling like, think and well, oh. Don't go and shout Allahu Akbar in a war road and say you are fighting for Allah. They will beat you. Give you energy drink to drink, beat you again. Even your fellow Muslim brothers will run away. Even those ones who are like you, your fellow Muslim brothers will join them and beat you and say, beat and well, you are mad. Which nonsense is this? Because we did not allow it. When your son starts becoming a fanatic, around the house we will know. You know what we call them? People like say this guy he don't read something for that Quran, we don't turn his head. Nobody will listen to him when you begin to bring a teachings that has to do with hurt other people, do something terrible to other people. In Yoruba land, once you begin to act funny with your funny teachings, the entire community will say, nobody will listen to you. Because it is not in our culture as Yoruba people to slaughter innocent people to prove a point. We used to fight too in Yoruba land. We will fight man to man. We were warriors. We were fighting war. Most of this land that you see in Yoruba land today, they became lands that people actually fought war, conquered, and they retained the land today. Centuries ago, before Uthman Dan Fodio even crossed the border to Borno. Otigba were messing, God bless you. In Yoruba land, they will quickly say it. Children will be avoiding you. Are you with me? The parents will be taking their children away from you. And it's you. Maybe your family, people will come and say, we need to take him for treatment. That is Yoruba's fault, because it is not in our culture to even justify killing people like that in the name of religion. No, be saying the same Yoruba land. If they say ole, person where they shout blood of Jesus in the name of Jesus every Sunday. The person that is Bismillah Rahman Rahim Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin, Allahu Akbar every 5 times a day. He goes to grab petrol, grab tire, grab anything. Ole, unda. Ole. They will burn them. Are you with me? But Yorubas will not say, somebody did something, or somebody said something about Muhammad. We are going to go and... If you try in Yoruba land, your family will disown you. You will regret it. In fact, and at that moment, you go to regret, say, more. I know, nobody I don't do Islam wrong like this. But that we don't have those who wish that in Yoruba land, they can come and slap you for saying whatever you say about Allah or Muhammad. There are people like that. We have fanatics in Yoruba land, but we tame them. They are watching me right now. They are here. Are you with me? You will never have a chance of grooming people that will say they want to kill for God. Not in Yoruba land, not in Igbo land, not anywhere in southern Nigeria. You know why? It is not in our culture to kill you simply because we disagree with you. So this is where culture clash, religion and culture. So they put religion in front and they hide behind they hide behind religion. Meanwhile, it is about their culture, a murderous nature that has prompted people to say, if this is who they are, if this is what defines them, why should we be part of that? I'm a Yoruba man, and I am proud of being a Yoruba man. There is nothing, are you with me? There is absolute nothing more important to me than my Yoruba-ness. And nobody can define it for me, describe it for me, or do anything at all about it except myself, the way I understood my own Yoruba-ness. And if you are not a Yoruba man who feel that way, you will not understand. So the culture thing there is this. If your religion says you should kill, you know, if you go about everywhere, now everybody is saying, no religion allows anybody to kill. There's no religion that supports killing. Of course now. No religion supports killing. No religion supports killings. But at the same time, you cannot insult people's religion and you expect them not to react. Okay. And should that reaction be to that extreme of killing people and then telling you that there is a red line that nobody should cross? Hello. There is no red line in your religion. Are you with me? There is no red line. Your religion is your belief, is your faith, and your own connection to your God. Are you with me? There are over 10,000 religions in the world. I'm not saying over 10, no. I'm not saying 10, no. More than 10,000 religions all over the world, practiced by people. The world population is over 7 billion. So if you have the population of the world that is over 7 billion, and then in Nigeria, you have the population of less than, less than 1 billion of them who are Muslims, who are talking to God. You have the population that is less than 2 billion of them who are Christians. What happened to the remaining 4 billion? They double you, all of you who believe in Christianity and what have you. So your religion is your connection to your God. There is no red line. You don't walk about and say, I'm a Christian, watch what you say to me. But who are you? That's not how the world works. I'm a Muslim, and I'm a moderate Muslim, but I want you to watch what you say to me. Who the hell are you? That's not how the world works. Because there are other people too who also feel like their religion is also the best, and they are not willing to force it on anybody and say there is a red line. The respect here is this. Yeah? If somebody says something about your religion, okay, and you believe that they are wrong about your religion, about your prophets, about your God, How about you consider them as those who have no idea the same information you have? So when somebody have no idea about your religion and why you fear your religion, or why you fear your God, and why you respect your prophet, why you respect your God so much, if somebody don't understand why do you have to take offense in what they say? To the point that you will feel like if they are killed, they should be killed. I know how many people don't promise me hellfire. You, Mayegun, you better repent before it is too late. Why do you care? You're talking about God. And they say God now universal. So your God is one God, Abi. One God that created all of us, including me, you, all of us. So if you want to destroy some of us, let him destroy some of us, not you. It's not your job. It's not your job. I'm just trying to save your soul. I want, waiting concern you with my soul. Then burn us together. If I enter hellfire, you go come there too, or you will come buy me what, blankets? Why do you pretend so much? What you all care for is the fear of people disagreeing with what you believe in. And in that case, you should be able to separate it. That's the point. You see, you believe in God. That's great. Let me see it in you. Maybe I would love that too. I want to believe in that God too. You don't need to tell me something is going to happen to me because I don't know what you know and I don't believe what you believe, and automatically I am casted out. Who are you? It is wrong. And unfortunately, or fortunately, God doesn't have any religion. Do you know that? So the bottom line is, religion is personal. When you begin to set boundary, now because say you want to impose and then, control a space, and then you give what they call red line. So if you have a red line because of your religion, what if I told you that I also have a red line because I don't have any religion? And my red line is because you have a red line telling me what to say or not to say, what to do or not to do, because of what you believe or you not believe. Hello, you are crossing my red line too. How about you respect my red line too? That's the point. Religion, the way some of you practice your religion, makes you think that you don't owe other people and their own faith, you don't hold them any respect. Because according to you, your way is the way, the road, the flight, the ticket, the this and that, and every other quote you have. That's crossing the red line. So if it's about red line and red line, you are crossing the red lines of those who don't believe in anything of this. Are you saying they don't have right not to believe? Hello, there are over 4 billion people, 4 billion human beings alive who don't believe in Allah, who don't believe in Jesus, who don't believe in any of this. Hello, and they are living, they are here. If there's anybody to worry about them, it's not you. It should be the God that created all of us. Mayegun, you don't know what you are talking. That's what I'm saying. How dare you tell me I don't know what I'm talking about?